Now we're gonna learn how to update the record into our databases. So if we come over here and refresh our PHP we can see we have 4 records here. We have inserted using this form over here. Now if I remove this and set it back to object and uncomment this, and as you can see, we need a form with update as well. We can set the button name as well to distinguish between it. Name update, and the value would be update too. And here now, how do we define that which record do we have to update? So for that we have to add a drop down here, and we're gonna name it ID, and the option of that record, first option will always be null, so we will gonna call select the ID. And then after that here we can copy this whole while again. By the way, let's just copy this entire if and paste it over here. Just actually remove this and remove this. We have to open the PHP parenthesis here, close the parenthesis here, then our form will come here. Then from here we will again gonna open our PHP parenthesis and close it here, and then this part of a form will come here, and then we again open our parenthesis and close it here. We just need one echo to add the option, close the option, and inside that we need a value to place. Here we will gonna say name, and here obviously we have to concatenate, and it will be the ID as a value. If I save here, come back, refresh, now we have 2 forms. Let's add a heading as well so you can able to understand what it is about. h2 update form, insert form. Let's remove some br from here, and we need same styling for our select input. Now refresh, and there you go. All right, the fetch object, yeah, we have to write the query as well again because it is already taken from here. So we have to copy this and paste it here, save it, refresh, and there you go. All 4 are here. Now let's write the query here to update our table data. So we already have this post method and we have all these settings over here. Now we can add another condition right after that. Now this time we have to add another condition is set, and this time we're gonna check post update is set or not. If it is set, which is right here our button name update, so we are checking if update button is clicked. If that's so and all our name, age and description is there, we can update our table. So to update the table, we have a query update table name, then the keyword set. Now here we do not pass it like value and everything. We pass it column name is equals to and the value. And again, this single quotation is because the name is a string. After that, there will be a comma for the next update. The next update is age, the column name, and this time it is not string, it is a integer. If you remember, age is a integer, so we are not adding any single quotation here. Now comma and then description, and for this we will need a single quotation. Update it. We don't need to make our values mandatory because we can update only one value and other don't. So this is the one way we can only check for the button, and then we can see if the value is not empty, we can concatenate. How do we do that? Let's see. If you see that if this is not empty, we copy this, paste it here. Now remove this part, copy this part, we add a dot, which means query, then query appending this. We're gonna copy this, paste it over and over again. This is for age, this is for description. Now we can remove this Now there will be a problem with the comma because if name is not select, it will by default set a comma, which is not good. So we have to have one variable here. We define first and it will be true. If first true, then simply make first false. And we have to paste it over here as well. And we have to do that instead of adding comma over there. You can copy this, you can paste it. So here I will gonna echo the query and I will gonna die the script over here so we can see what exactly is happening. Now I will gonna set nothing but select the id Jeff. Data is missing. Update animal set nothing is showing here because none of the value has been set. We have to set the condition here as well for not, otherwise this will gonna run as well and get us confused. Let's check another one. If I add a age 2 and description ABC, select the id Jeff, update animal set just like that. Save it now and then refresh again, and there you go. Now it is fine. Before I have made a mistake. And age, it doesn't have to be wrapped with the quotation. Perfect. So let's add all three. Jeff to age, forget about age, and let's go with the name and description. Yep, it is working fine. Let's get back, remove this, and now finally test our query properly. So for I will gonna set for the rock, I will gonna say beer should be gummy, not the rock, and age 8 years, and beer description was okay. Update this and it is saying successfully updated. Oh my god, one mistake again. You see, all of our data has been changed because we were not actually adding a where clause. So let me add the where clause now here, and now we will gonna set where id is equals to the id that we are selecting. That's right. And why we are getting the missing data, for God's sake, we have to remove it from here. And you know what, let's do one thing. Copy this if, paste it here, close this if over here, and move this here, and add not submit button click here. Forgot to close the round bracket here. Now we don't need this if anymore and don't need this else as well. You can go ahead, remove the indentation, save it. Now we have destroyed all of our data. We can fix that. So Jeff age was 2. This is a dog. Select the gummy. I know it is a dog. Okay, perfect. Dog. Now the second one was lion. So lion name was, I don't remember, but roar. To set this query did not run error. You have an error in the MySQL. Check the manual. It's look like the issue is with the double quotation. We should not have a double quotation here as well because this is integer. Query. I see. So we forgot to add the space over here. I hope this will gonna work now. Yes. So these little mistakes can cause you a lot of pain. RAR has been updated. Now to update the cat memo, age was 1 because I know the ID. So this is how you can update the table, but again, this is not the proper way. The proper way is to add a button over here next to the record saying added or something, and then it will take you to the edit page. Let's do it right away. So in our table over here, we're gonna add one column action, and here in a td we will add anchor tag, and we will gonna create the file update.php, and then it will gonna take the id is equals to the id, and then we will gonna say edit and then close our, and that's it. If we save it here, now we will gonna move our code from here to our new file which we will gonna create here. Let's change the new file to update. Open this file and we can paste this over here, and we no longer need this, and we take this part of our checking, save this part, come to this and place it here. And now because our data will come from get variable, we have to check it over here. If we set get id, then we take the id and run the query and check for the existed record. So for that we can simply come over here again, copy this part, paste it here into our if condition, select all from animal, where id is equals to get id. If record is equals to 0, then we will gonna die here with the error says no record exists. Otherwise we can simply go ahead. Let me copy all this from here, paste it over here above, and inside here else right over here we will gonna place our form and everything. We don't need this part, so we can simply cut this from there. And we will gonna place it here, the form, and we will gonna copy this while from here. And for the value we can parse inline PHP code, which would be raw. And the name, we can simply copy this part, and this is the age. For the description we don't need to put it in the value because it is the text area. We will gonna need input again, and this time it will be hidden, and name would be id and the value would be the id. If I save it here and now refresh our test.php, you see we got all the ids. And there is one more thing that I have to do here, successfully update it, and then we can add a link here which will take us to test.php home. Save it, come back here, hope it will gonna work. Now I will gonna edit the lion here. Okay, we have an error. Yes, right, because in our update it is a fresh new file and we are not connecting the database at all. So now if I refresh, you see all the data is popping up here. Sorry raw, there's a mistake again. Come back down over here and this will be a description. Save it, and if I say lion to age was 5, actually Roar was a wrong name, it was Simba. If I update, if I come here, update is done. So this is all about update here for now. Bye bye.